In your personal brand plan, I talk about a life first business model. And this is so important for me personally, but also it's so liberating when I work with clients in this way. Because perhaps when these clients come to me for a long time, they felt like they've had to squeeze and shuffle and shrink into a different way, a way that is maybe not their preference. And so when I show them the life first version of this, they're just like, oh, this feels great. Oh, maybe I could do this. And I'm now experiencing all those thoughts and ideas. I was hesitant for a long time about talking about a life first business because I know already, especially as women, and if you're a mum, or if you're a person in your 40s, all of these different things, the odds are stacked against you. Even in a very small, minute, maybe invisible way, that people will say things like, you still doing your business? Your little business on the side, or it's great you can work around your kids, or if you're just at home. And there's all of this kind of stuff that just needs to be wiped away from it, because I am here to say in 2025 I have never been clearer, smarter, I'm going to say it. I've never been clearer, I've never been smarter, I've never been more experienced. I've never been more focused or full of clarity or open-hearted or empathetic. All of these things. I think right now I am the best version of myself. I'm going to say it. Let's see what happens tomorrow, hey. But no, you know what I mean? Like, me now is far more savvy than my 19-year-old. And if you saw me at 19, you would agree. Anyway, when I talk about a life first business, it's not because you don't want to work hard. Because I know for the last 15 years, I've worked with hundreds of clients, and none of them, I'm going to say it, none of them have ever come and thought, I'm really lazy. I don't want to do anything. I don't really care about the work. I'm just going to kind of deliver the bare minimum. None of that is true. They are big-hearted, ambitious, thoughtful, discerning, considered, conscious individuals. And so in that process, and I guess alongside that process, they are often carers, they are often friends, they are often advocates for people who can't speak up for what they need. They are all of these things alongside. And so in order to fulfill their own personal goals, they have to do a life first business, because the way that business is set up often doesn't support these people. Or it did support them for a while and then it got too hectic, and then this person was in a puddle on the floor, absolutely exhausted and burnt out. So when I talk about life first, I'm talking about working smarter and not harder. And I'm not going to say the organization, but there was one organization that I was in quite a lot. And there were a lot of people just milling about, shuffling papers, wandering over to a printing room, booking a room for a meeting, but somehow it would take, an hour and a half to figure out which room would be the best. They had space. And yet they might have said to me, who was going in and knowing that I'd left, say, my 2-year-old at home, and I'd been up since 6 and I had to do this and I was going here, there and everywhere, and then I had a client call, I was way more efficient. And so let's look at your life first. What do you want? What do you need to incorporate into this life and business puzzle that you want to create? And starting there with a blank canvas. Yes, you can try and squeeze yourself into other ideals or things that people have said, but they may not work for you. They may not work for you in the short term. They're definitely not going to work for you in the long term. You have to pay attention to what it is that you need. Likewise, we've all seen those houses on Instagram where they have not honored the architecture or the history of the house, and they've put something weird in there. You know, those beautiful Edwardian houses? I live in an Edwardian house, so I absolutely adore them. And then they put something weird in their living room, and they get rid of all the original features, and they might put a strange staircase, all of those things. And you're just left with that like, oh no, that doesn't work. Imagine if you could create something where each and every day you're like, I'm so delighted I did this. This feels really great to me. This feels like me. This feels like it can meet my ambitions, but also meet my other requirements of my life. And I feel energized. I don't feel burnt out. It doesn't feel like a struggle. Yeah, it might be late nights sometimes, or squeezing or juggling or saying no to other things, but it doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel grisly. It feels really elevated and vibrant. If you want to find out more about your personal brand plan, come on over. It's in my Work With Me page. There are 2 versions. You can work with me one-on-one for 100 days, or you can do a DIY version. Lots of love. Bye.